Okay, level 3 says exhibiting knowledge of basic angle properties and special sums of angle measurements using equations and expressions. Okay, in number 5, the ratio of these three angles in a triangle is 2 to 3 to 4. Find the measure of each angle. Okay, so first we got to talk about what a ratio is. Remember, a ratio, excuse me, is a comparison of different values. So when I have a triangle, okay, so let's draw a triangle here. Okay, this is not saying that the measure of each angle is 2 degrees, 3 degrees, and 4 degrees. Okay, that doesn't make sense. Because we know that a triangle is going to equal 180 degrees. And if I have a measure of 2 degrees, 3 degrees, and 4 degrees, that only adds up to 9. That doesn't make sense. So what we need to do is there's what I call a common multiplier within each angle of the triangle that these numbers are multiplied by to equal 180 degrees. So if I know that a triangle equals 180 degrees, and I have something to represent each angle, in this case 2x, 3x, and 4x, I got to know what that common multiplier is to each angle. So I'm going to create an equation. Because what else would I do? So I got 2x plus 3x plus 4x, because 2x plus 3x plus 4x, I know that is the sum of all the measures of the angles. So I'm going to go ahead and add those together. I know that it's going to be 9x equals 180 degrees. I'm going to divide by 9. And 180 divided by 9 is 20. Okay, so what this means is that if I multiply 2 times 20, I'm going to get 40. 3 times 20 is 60. And 4 times 20 is 80. Now, if I add 40 plus 60 plus 80, that's going to equal 180 degrees, which is what a triangle measures. So because I didn't have the actual values of the triangles, I just had the ratio, you needed to find out what is the value of x. So anytime you've got a ratio, whether that's in a triangle, whether that's in a linear pair, a quadrilateral, just add an x onto each of those values and set it equal to the sum of the measures of the triangle, which is 180. Or if it's in a quadrilateral, it would add up to 360. So to answer this final question, I have the small angle, that's 40, the middle angle, which is 60, and the big angle, which is 80. Okay? All right, question 2. Set up an equation and solve for the value of x and find the measure of each angle. Okay, so if I'm looking at this picture, I see that I have a box in angle B. And remember that equals 90 degrees. It's a right angle. And I have these expressions, 3x plus 2 and 9x plus 4. Now, knowing what I know about a triangle, I know a triangle will equal 180 degrees. So if I add up all the measures of the triangle, and I know that I don't have the value of x, but if I just add those up, I know that's going to equal 180 degrees. So I set in my equation, and now I'm just going to solve for x. So I'm going to combine my like terms. I got 3x and 9x, that gives me 12x. 90 plus 2 plus 4 is 96. So I'll subtract 96. That's going to be 84. And if I divide by 12, that's going to get me, hold on, 84 divided by 12 is 7. Okay, so x equals 7. And now I'm going to go back and find the measure of angle A. So in order to do that, 3x plus 2, that's what A represents. So I'm just going to substitute in what I found for x into 3x plus 2. So this is 21 plus 2, which is 23. Okay? And then now you could do the same thing for angle C. You could substitute in 7 for x and then figure out what that is. Or, since you just found out what the measure of angle A is, you could add 90 plus 23 and subtract from 180. Either way, you're going to get, let's see, 63. 67. Last but not least, here we go. In the diagram, EC bisects angle ACD, and I'll get to that in a second. If ACD is defined by the expression 6.5x plus 1, and BCD is defined as 4x minus 9, find the value of x and the value of each angle. Okay, so lots of things going on here. So I'm going to go back to the beginning. In the diagram below, EC bisects angle ACD. So I'm going to just highlight this. CE bisects angle ACD. Okay, now if you think about the word bisect, I want you to circle this and draw an arrow because we're going to define it. If you think about what bisect means, okay, it has the word right up here. It says bi. Think about like bicycle, or there's a lot of more examples with bi that I can think of right now, but bicycle has two wheels. So a bisecting angle creates two congruent angles. Okay, that's not a 5, that's an S. Okay, this means angles. Okay, so what this does is we're creating two angles. So if EC, the one that's in red, bisects the one that's in blue, our two equal angles are what I just noted in black. Okay, those two angles are equal. Make sure you ask about that if that confuses you. Okay, so that was just the first sentence. Now it says if the angle ACE is defined as the expression 6x plus 1. So I just read something and I'm going to mark it in my picture. ACE is 6.5x plus 1. So 6.5x plus 1. Okay. All right, I'm going to go back and read. And BCD is defined as 4x minus 9. Find the value of x and determine the value of each angle. Okay, so now if I'm looking at this picture, I see a straight line. Okay, I hope you do too. I see a straight line right here, highlighted in green. Okay, now what I know about a straight line is that it equals 180 degrees. But I can only set up an equation if I know all of the angles that add up to that. Right now, I only know 1, 2. I need to know the value of this one. Well, since we already talked about what it means to bisect something, if one of those bisecting angles is 6.5x plus 1, I know the other one will be 2. So now I have all of the angles that add up to this straight line, so I'm just going to add them all together. So 6.5x plus 1 plus 6.5x plus 1 plus 4x minus 9. And what should this equal? It should equal 180 degrees because it's a straight line. Okay, so just combining like terms, 6.5, 6.5, and 4, that's 12, 13, that's 17x. And then I got 1 plus 1 is 2, minus 9 is minus 7, equals 187. So if I add 7 to both sides, and 187 divided by 17 is going to be 11. Okay, so I solved one part. Now ACE, I need to find the measure of. So I know that AC is 6.5x plus 1. So I'm just going to take that and just substitute back in what I found for x. So 6.5 times 11 plus 1 is 72.5. And then BCD was 4x, or 4 times 11 minus 9. That's going to be 35. All right, so those are level 3. So just practice what we just went through in this problem. It's a lot of information, so just read it once through. Then go back and start understanding and putting into your picture what the givens are, okay, what the information that they want you to do with it.